If you think EDP is always stronger than EDT, you have been misled. Let's fix that confusion right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Two Sets by Shazil, and today we are talking about the difference between EDT, EDP, Parfum, and what these letters actually mean. So you've probably seen these labels at the bottom of your perfume bottles: EDT, EDP, Parfum, and most people think that this means that one is stronger than the other or one is better than the other. That's not true. These terms, simply put, just means that how much fragrance oil is mixed with the alcohol. So in other words, it just means the concentration of the perfume oil mixed with the alcohol in a perfume bottle. So what these letters actually mean, let's start with EDT. EDT stands for Eau de Toilette, and it simply means grooming water in French. So EDT is best for daytime because it's light, it's fresh, it's airy because it has the lowest concentration of oil. So EDP stands for Eau de Parfum. Similarly, just how EDT translated into grooming water, EDP translates into perfume water. So EDP has a little bit higher concentration of oil than EDT. So that's why it's a bit heavier, it's a bit richer, and it's a bit long lasting than EDT. So Parfum basically has the highest concentration of oil. It's the longest lasting of the bunch, and it's a very deep, a very rich sort of scent. So here's the part that most people don't tell you. Higher concentration does not automatically mean better performance. Some EDTs last longer than some EDPs, and some Parfums project worse than some EDPs. So the concentration of the oil does not correlate to the performance of the perfume. Performance of the perfume depends on the formulation and the ingredients, not just the oil concentration. I'm going to give you an example, and let's make this really simple with something that we all know: rose syrup. It's in every household, and I'm sure you'll be able to understand all of this much better after this example. So I have a glass of water with me, and for this example, we'll think of it as the alcohol in a perfume bottle. We'll use the glass of water as the alcohol in a perfume, and we'll use the rose syrup as the oil concentration. So I've added a little bit of rose syrup in the glass of water. I'll give it a stir. So now you can see that this level of concentration in a perfume means EDT. So this is EDT here. It's a very light, very fresh type of scent. So in this example, basically you can just taste the rose syrup. It's very light. It does not feel overwhelming. So this is an example of EDT. So if you add some more syrup into the water, that would be an example of EDP. So a bit higher concentration of oil. And I'll show you the difference in just a second now. So now this is an example of EDP. I've added some more syrup into the glass of water, and as you can see that the color has become darker. So if I were to taste this glass of water now, I would taste the rose syrup in a higher concentration. Similarly, in EDP, the fragrance lasts a bit longer than the EDTs. You notice a bit stronger, a bit richer, a bit sweeter fragrance in EDPs. So for most people, this would be a perfect glass of a combination of rose syrup and water. So similarly, in the fragrance world, EDPs are usually the better choice or a safer choice for blind buys, because they're not that overwhelming and they're not that underwhelming as well. If I were to add more syrup into this, in other words, if I were to increase the oil concentration in this, that would become a parfum. So I'm going to show you what would that look like. So basically, this is in this example what a parfum would look like. This is now very noticeable, very bold, and it goes a long way as well. So that's parfum in fragrances. Just like in perfumes, stronger scents or perfumes with high concentration does not always mean that the perfume would smell better. If I were to keep adding more and more of rose syrup into that glass of water, at one stage it would become too much for an average consumer or an average drinker to bear it. Perfumes are very subjective. Everyone has their own tolerance when it comes to the concentration of oils. So now you know about EDTs, EDPs, and perfumes. Now you know about EDT, EDPs, and perfumes. So when to wear each. EDTs, hot weather, office, schools, and your everyday fresh clothes or everyday fresh perfumes, that's your EDTs. EDPs are a bit stronger, so you can wear them at formal events, or it could also, depending on your preferences, it could be an all-rounder or an everyday wear for you as well. Perfumes, these are the highest concentrated perfumes. Evenings, cold weather, special events, this is something that you will wear if you want to feel noticeable or stand out in a crowd. So most people think that since EDPs are more expensive, they must be better. That's not always true. The best type depends on the weather, the type of fragrance, the formulation, and the scent itself, not just the label. So that's my 2 cents on fragrance types. And thank you very much for watching. And always remember, smell good, feel confident, and show up as your best self.